Good morning guys, welcome back to CGR channel, welcome to episode 5. On today's episode we will be working on this E46 3 Series BMW. Over the last few days I've already done plenty of work on this car. I've started off by prepping up and re-clearing the headlights as they were very badly faded and sun damaged. They look nice and brand new again. I've also removed all 4 door handles and also the 2 roof molds as the clear on them was peeling off, so I've removed them, repainted them. I've still got them sitting here on the panel stand. They're completely cured and ready for fit up. I gave the exterior of the car a very thorough clean. I'm just going to go ahead now and give the car a clay bar as it's super rough. So I've still got plenty of work to do. I've got to clay bar it, mask up all the black trims and black rubbers, give the whole car a 2-stage paint correction, then a ceramic coat, plus refit it back up. So still got heaps more work to go. Okay guys, the whole car now has been completely clay barred, and also I've masked up all the black trims and black molds that I wanted to. This car does have some very deep scratches on it. I really hope the camera is picking most of this up. Yeah, some of the scratches look quite deep on this car. Obviously this car being a daily driver, it's gets used a lot. So all these deep scratches, it's a pretty normal thing. I think in this case, obviously because I've got no idea how thick the clear coat is on this car, I think if I was to go in and say give the whole car a 3000 and then buff it up from there to remove all these scratches, I definitely will be doing more harm than any good. Probably reducing that clear down to, you know, maybe 20 or 30%, you know what I mean? So I don't think that's a good idea in this case. I think more of a preservation sort of paint correction or preservation detail is definitely ideal. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, obviously still use my big foot. Obviously still go ahead and use the 21mm with the blue wool pad and Rupes's cutting compound, and then obviously the yellow pad to finish it off with their fine polish to finish the car off. Regardless, you know, even if some of those deep scratches are still left, the car's going to look amazing regardless. It's still going to look quite nice. It is a daily driver, so we don't need to go ahead and spend hours and hours removing all those scratches anyway. Plus the car isn't in garage, it's always parked outside, so obviously trying to leave as much clear on the car as possible is definitely beneficial. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, you know, put my headphones on and just get stuck into it and yeah, try to get this car knocked out. Okay guys, so the first panel we started to attack was the boot lid here. On this right side I have done 2 passes with the cutting compound. Comparing it to this side, it is a million times better. all this oxidization and this marring and love marks have been completely removed, and we've got a really nice deep red there. Unfortunately, there is some deeper scratches left over, but in this case, like I said earlier, I'm not going to go chasing those deeper scratches out. It's not ideal at all. Just wasting time removing way too much clear. It's not what we want here. On this side, I did do 2 passes with the cutting compound. Pretty much that second pass was an absolute waste of time. After the first pass, it looked exactly how it looks right now. So yeah, that second pass, we're just wasting time, wasting material, just removing a bit more of that clear again, which is not what we want. So now that I've got a plan of attack and an idea in my head of how the car needs to look, I'm just going to go ahead and attack the rest of the car. Just do 1 pass with the Rupes cutting compound. You know, just remove all the oxidization, remove all those marring and the love marks. Okay guys, we're a few panels into the job now, but I thought I'd just quickly stop and just talk a bit about what's going on. So I've already done, you know, the rest of the boot lid, this rear quarter panel, this rear door, and just this half of the roof here. With a job like this, you know, we've completely cleaned the paint, plus we've clay barred the paint, so we know the paint is nice and clean, and we could clearly see there was heaps of oxidization, heaps of oxidized and old clear coat sitting on the surface. And with this 1 pass of cutting that we're doing, we're pretty much removing heaps of that oxidized paint. And when you remove that oxidized paint, it sits up, you know, on the foam pad or into the hairs of the wool pad, and it sits in all the compound that's sitting there. So your compound and the pad becomes contaminated with this oxidized paint. So, you know, doing this 1 pass, just make it really short and sweet. Okay guys, that is it for this episode. The BMW is all done and it's got it sitting up here on the driveway waiting for the customer to come pick it up. The car turned out absolutely amazing. It looks like a totally different car now, with all the old oxidized paint removed and ceramic coated. Today was the first time using a CarPro ceramic coat. I must say it was very easy to use, so I think it'll definitely be one I'll continue going back to in the future and use from now on. I spent quite a few hours in the car today finishing it off. Put like a nice little plastic dressing over the molds there to make them look nice and new. Also replaced the old badge that was on the car with a nice new one. The original one was very badly faded and pretty much had no color in it whatsoever. So yeah, hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys also learnt something too. Yeah, hope everyone had a great holiday. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next episode.